What is up, YouTube? Today I got the second part of the tutorial for modeling the trigger guard, and the mag. But this time it's basically only the mag because last part we finished the trigger and trigger guard and started on the mag. And first of all, before we get started, I'd like to know how you guys feel about the music I had in the last episode or the last tutorial. If you guys like it, I'll keep doing it. But if you don't, I'll stop. I won't put it in for this episode because I want to get your feedback on it from this one. And next episode, depending on what you guys like, comment and say about it, I'll add it or don't add it. So, alright, let's begin. As you know, last time I removed the vertices edges from the mag because I wanted to remake it. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I want it to I want it to look really good, just like it does on the mag. So I redo it, and the vertices, as you're gonna see soon, I'm gonna like scale them up and try to make them both even and look the same. But for now, I'm just getting the general shape of the little indent there. So when I'm ready, I can extrude it in, and I don't have to like do anything other than just extrude it. So as you can see, I'm just adjusting the vertices, nothing special, just kind of follow the reference. But right, as you can see up top, I don't really have a reference. I'm just kind of doing that from what I see or like how I think it should look. Basically trying to match the bottom part. Alright, so got these vertices. I need to pull them down to match the size of it. So I just switch the constraint to edge and move them so it doesn't mess up the bottom part. I'm just adding edge loop with a swift loop, shaping the vertices like I said. It's still on edge mode because I want the vertices to stay with the shape of the mag. Now I'm just trying to straighten the edges. As I said, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I want it to all be straight and polygons look good. Stuff. You don't really have to do that because no one's gonna really pay attention to the mag, but I wanted it to look good. Alright, so just adding more edge loops. When I extrude it, I can use those to kind of shape it in, make it have the little roundness in the middle. I didn't extrude, I just pull them in, but it's basically, if you just select all the faces and extrude, you could just scale it down and it would make the same shape as it does right there. But it would be kind of square, so I guess that's the best way to do it. So it's kind of round from the edges, like all around. It's round, and when you push it in, it's just like a nice round half pipe or something. But you get the idea. So now I'm just scaling them down. I set it to face so it aligns like planar to the mag. So now I see some of the vertices are messed up, and I wanna like straighten it out, get them back together. So on the bottom, that part's messed up too. The top isn't straight either, but I didn't notice it when I was making this part. So when I go up to the top to extrude it down so you can add the bullets, I'm gonna fix that part. but it would work the same. I just wanted the edges to be straight. So if I go in wireframe, you don't really see like edges like close up beside each other because they're not like aligned. When you go in wireframe, you can just see straight through the mesh and just the edges straight down, and it looks really good. Right now, I'm trying to make that edge planar or straight across, except for in the middle where the indent is, because that part needs to stay around. Alright, so basically, trying my best to make it take it off. Alright, so I'm trying my best to make this look as close as it can to the mag. I notice that these are kind of a bit too near to the trigger. It should be a bit more up, like the furthest one to the left is like in the center of the mag, so it should be a bit more closer to the front part. So I just pushed that up a bit, and now I'm trying to get this edge as straight as possible. So I deleted it, and I'm gonna add swift loop, make it kind of straight, and I just cut across. Go in vertices mode and cut. First I bring that one down to match the back one. Scale it in, make it look a bit more like the size of the one on the back. Add the edge loops again. And then I just connect them with the cut tool. I also made them planar. Now I cut. This is just basic stuff. I was trying to remove those three edges, like four edges, because I didn't think it was needed, but I ended up putting them back. It was because it made a triangle right there, and I didn't want any triangles. So when I'm making the high poly, it doesn't really mess up. Sometimes the triangles work fine when you make the high poly, but it's better to have quads, so that's what I wanted to do. But I ended up making it the same as it was. Whenever we start a high poly, if it mess up, we can change it. But for now, it's good. Actually, to make triangles, I just adding those things right there. Basically, I wanted it to look better. Alright, so now we kind of have the shape. Just need to put these in place. I try to move the edges all together and set the constraint to edge, but it didn't work, so I had to put it to none. Move them up and then go back down and shape the bottom so it looks plainer or straight as it can. So after we finish making everything look good, we're gonna smooth it out, give it some smooth value, and make the spaces plainer. Deselect the ones in the middle first though, because you don't want those to come back out and be straight as a kid, because that's the whole point of we pushing them back. Alright, so as we just deselect those faces, make it plainer, then we're gonna select all the faces in the middle and add a smooth value to them. So when we render it, it looks a bit smooth. I don't know why I did that, because I'm just gonna turn this into a high poly, and then after I'm gonna make it low poly, and when we do the UV, we can just smooth everything depending on how the UV looks or how we made the UV. But I don't know, I guess because I was rendering it, I just wanted everything to look good, and I kept messing up right there. Let's add the smooth value to that down here too. I'm gonna smooth that out. Right there, I see that I need to connect those, so I didn't. So I just use the edge and cap it. Deselect the flat parts. So I only want the round part to be smooth, and now it looks much better, but still wasn't needed. So now it's time to make the top, and you have to take off the symmetries just so you can inset it. Because if you do it just like that, it will cut it in half, as you've seen. So now we're just pushing the edges and make it as best as we can. So um when we inset it, actually I just deleted them. When I inset it, I can shape them again. I had a little bit of problems because the edge started looping over each other. So when I inset it, I had to make sure the edges don't go over each other. That kind of made it hard. So the we will need to make the top go down, extrude it down so the bullets can fit in it, and we need to make it believable. So wide enough to show that these edges, show the edges that when you push them in, it's wide enough to reinforce like the sides. So it would make it believable if you just have the sides like really thin and the bullets like huge in it. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm kind of pushing these vertices in, make it round, so I can shape the edges inside. And it makes it look good too when you make it round, so it's a win-win situation. Alright, so now back to the top. You don't need to bring it really far down, you just need to add two bullets in it. So Just bring it as close as you can to the top. And that's gonna fit the two bullets that we're gonna add, so it's alright. And now we're just gonna scale this in, because as I said, the edges were too thin. So yeah, this is the other alternative to that. And we're gonna mirror this, so it doesn't matter. We're just doing it for one side. It's starting to rain, so I don't know if you guys can hear it, but if you can, just ignore it. If I can remove the sound of the rain when I'm editing this video, I will, but if I can't, just ignore it. It's just the rain, especially on the glass. Alright, so as I told you, I wanted the top to be straight too, so that's what I'm doing right here. Straightening the top. Yeah, this caused me a lot of times, cause every weapon I work on, just straightening the edges alone, trying to make everything straight, costs a lot of time. But I don't mind it, cause in the end it makes everything look better. So yeah, it's kind of worth it to me. It makes the model look better to me, so I'm happy with it. And that symmetry modifier, put it on. It gets symmetrical, and now this is mag. Basically, I'm just smoothing out these parts that I made around. When you render it, it looks good. Still don't know why I did it, but it was for the render, I guess. So it looks alright when you render it, and I'm gonna make it high poly. So yeah. Now I'm just gonna scale the mag to fit in the bottom where, or whatever it's called, the hole that you should go in. And so basically that's how it's gonna look. No one's gonna really look at a mag that much, but it looks pretty good. Right now I wanna check the size to see how far it should be, like inside, like how wide it should be. So now I'm just grabbing the size of the actual weapon and I'm gonna just push those in so it can be closer to the mag, because that's what I signed the reference, and that's good enough. Yeah, go there. And now when you go in perspective mode, I don't know, for some reason perspective mode in 3ds Max, it doesn't really show how the weapon's gonna really look in game, like how it's gonna be like set up. So if it looks good in there, it's definitely gonna look good in Unity, UDK, or whatever game engine you're gonna use. I use Unity, so it's gonna look better in Unity, but sometimes it's not always the same in Max. Because for some reason, when you go in orthographic and going back in perspective, sometimes it switched. It kind of makes perspective half or orthographic. All right, So that was the end of the tutorial, guys. The next video is gonna be out soon. I said I was gonna put this out the second day after the last one I post, but I had to do some other stuff. But I got a video for you guys. The next videos are gonna come soon. If not, they're definitely gonna come though. So, alright, see you guys in the next episode.